few narrations describing this great war. So it is mentioned in one place that one time they blew a red storm in Kufa, and a man, he would not have any catchphrase except he would say, Ya Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, ja'at as-sa'a, the final hour has come. So whenever he would see something unusual, whenever he would see something that would worry him, this person, his only catchphrase would be, okay, the Qiyamah has come. It is judgment day now. The last hour is going to occur right now. So when he saw this red sandstorm, red storm, okay, he thought, you know what, it's Qiyamah. And he runs to Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, a companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he says the final hour has occurred. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he was sat, he was leaning. Then he says, the final hour will not occur. لا تقوم حتى لا يقسم ميراث ولا يفرح بغنيمة. Until two things. Number one, until inheritance is not distributed, and until booty does not make a person happy. What is the meaning of this? We will understand this at the end of the narration. And then Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he pointed towards Sham, towards the area of Syria. And he said that there will be an enemy from that area that will gather against the Muslims, and the Muslims will gather against them. So the sub-narrator asks the person who heard this, he says that are you referring to the Romans? So he said, yes, the Romans will be your enemies. They are the ones that are going to gather against you. Okay, and there will be a very terrible war. And what is going to happen? So this is the great war we are talking about. So at this great war, the Muslims will send one detachment, one military unit. And this military unit will go, and they will go that لا ترجع إلا غالبا, we will not return except that we are victorious. Or number two, للموت. Either we are going to return victorious, or we are going to die trying. That is their condition. They will go and fight against the Romans. What happens is they will fight until the night intervenes between them, and both parties will return, but neither will be victorious. But that first detachment of Muslims that was sent, they will be wiped out, they will be finished. On the second day, again another detachment will advance towards the Romans, and again they will go with the same condition. Either we are going to fight till we die, or we will return when we are victorious. So they will go and they will fight until the night intervenes between them. And again, neither party, neither the Muslims or the Romans, they will be victorious. But that group that set out in the morning, they will be wiped out. The third day, the same thing is going to happen. Another group is going to go with the same condition. They will fight again until the evening. Okay, neither party will be victorious. Now on the fourth day, it is said that the remaining Muslims, they will stand and they will advance towards the Romans. فَيَجْعَلُ اللَّهُ الدَّبْرَةَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant victory to the Muslims on that fourth day. And they will fight the Romans in such a manner, they will kill them in such a manner that it has such a killing and such a war and such a fight has never been displayed before. Such a war has never been seen before. And it is said that the killing will be so great that if a bird was to fly over their flanks, was to fly over that area, it would not be able to surpass that area, to surpass their flanks, except that that bird will fall dead. It will fall dead due to the stench of the bodies. Or it will fall dead. Why? Because of the long distance it would have to cover, i.e. there will be a long distance of just dead bodies everywhere. That bird will not be able to cover that distance in one flight, except it would die naturally. So either two, it would die due to the stench and due to the great number of dead bodies. So both meanings refer to the fact that there will be a great number of deaths. Okay? Then they will count. After the end of the war, they will count the sons of one father who at the start of the war, there were 100 people. But now when they count at the end of the war, there will only be one of them remaining. From 100 of the same father. Meaning not necessarily 100 sons of the same father, meaning one family. At the start of the war, there was 100 of them. But at the end of this war, there will only be one. This is where Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he says, فَبِأَيِّ غَنِيمَةٍ يُفْرَحْ أَوْ أَيُّ مِيرَاثٍ يُقَاسِمْ. With which booty will a person be happy with? And what inheritance will be distributed? Meaning, if there's only going to be one person left from that whole family, who is he going to share that inheritance with? There will be nobody to share that inheritance with. And when all his family members have died, his dad has passed away, his brother has passed away, his cousins, his friends have all been martyred in the war, no matter how great the beauty of that war will be, it will not make him happy. He will be saddened by the loss of his family members. When they are distributing this wealth and they are in this state, they will hear of a calamity even greater than this. And a cry will come. They will hear a cry that the Dajjal has appeared and he is present amongst their family members. So they will leave everything they have in their hand and they will return to their families and they will send 10 horsemen as spies. And the Prophet ﷺ says that from now I know the name of them 10 horsemen. I know the names of their fathers. I know the color of their horses. And they will be the best of the horsemen present at the time. Prophet ﷺ said that the final hour will not occur until the Romans descend in A'maq or Bidabik. So these are two cities, A'maq and Dabik. They are on the Turkey or Syria borderline. So the border region of Turkey and Syria, A'maq and Dabik. So the final hour will not occur until the Romans, they descend in A'maq or Dabik. Okay, and a army will come forth towards them from Medina. This Medina, it can possibly mean Medina Munawwara, the city of the Prophet ﷺ. Or number two, Medina literally means city. So it's referring to another city, and we can see it's possibly that could mean Damascus, Dimashq. As it is mentioned in another narration, the Prophet ﷺ said that the camp of the Muslims at the time of the Great War will be Ghuta. It is an area next to a great city, Dimashq, the best of cities in Sham. So this army will come from Medina, either Medina Munawwara or some other city, and they will oppose the Romans. They will be the best people on the earth at the time. And when they will get in their rows ready to fight, the Romans will say, step aside. Let us fight with those subuh minna, those who were upon our religion, but now they have left our religion and they have accepted Islam. Step aside and let us fight them. So the Muslims will say, no, we are not going to step aside. If you want to fight, fight us. So now there will be a fight between the two armies, the Romans and the Muslims. And 1/3 of the Muslims will be defeated. They will flee from the war. They will run away. 1/3. 1/3 of the Muslims, they will be martyred. And they will be the best martyrs in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they will be the remaining third. And it is for the remaining third that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will declare successful. And they will be successful and they will conquer Constantinople. We'll get to this as well, inshallah. Now when they are distributing, so they have defeated the Romans and now they are distributing the booty from the war, it is at this time where Shaitan will give a cry. And he will say that Dajjal has emerged. He is present amongst your family members. But that cry will be a false cry, and there is a little bit left of that narration, but that, it's not referring to Imam Mahdi. So this is the great war between the Muslims